1, 2, 3, 4.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to another review from Roy's Reviews. And today we're looking at a RDA review. Yesterday we were looking at this little creation from Vaperz, which is the Asgard Mini. Nice and red and black, sitting on top of the Smog Mag P3. Totally forgot the name of it. What we're going to do is we're going to drop down to the table, have a look around it, what it comes with, etc. Stick a build into it, and then come back up to the top again when I'll tell you my thoughts on it. See you in a mo. Okay, so here we are down at the table with the Asgard Mini. It comes in this lovely little velvet bag with the Asgard Mini on there and Vaperz on that side. So in there you'll get the RDA, a beauty ring, a short drip tip, an Allen key, a little bag of spares including a copper 510 pin, your little grub screws, and let's see if I can find it. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Oh, there it is there. That little one, and I'll explain what that little one is for. Because on the 510, as you can see, it looks like it's a squonk, but it isn't really, because with the Allen key you can unscrew that out and make it into a squonk without having to do very much to it at all, because the screw comes out just like that, makes it into the squonk, and then if you just want to plug it up, you screw that back in again. I think that's actually a nice, genius little idea of quick release squonking. So it's nice and tight back in again. Okay, as you can see, this has got the tall drip tip on it. 810 connection on there. No O-rings. The O-ring is built inside the Ultim adapter, which we'll show you in a moment. And then just to show you the low profile on it, it looks like that. Some little indentations around the top, doesn't do very much, just for aesthetics. And then it says Asgard on there. You've got your airflow control, and then you've got your VC for Vaperz on the side there. So it's a 25mm, but if you're putting it onto something bigger and want to make it a 28mm, you take your beauty ring and pop it on, and it just changes the look of it completely. But you can still see your Asgard, your airflow's unrestricted, and your Vaperz on there. And then onto the bottom, you've got Vaperz around there, your serial number, and your 510, and it does protrude, so it can be used on hybrid. And you can also get a little store for your screws if you want to. Okay, now to show you the deck. Screw it on. Now, when it's screwed on is the only time, when it's on a mod or screw down, is the only time you actually can operate the airflow. So you make sure it's on tight, and then you actually turn like that. Now, I don't know if you can see in there or not, but as you turn, the airflow control changes. So it stops, wide open, right round to fully closed. And the reason it does that is because up in here you've got this Ultim control. If I can just get it out. There we go. So we've got the Ultim airflow control, so you can see the slots on there correspond to the slots on there, and that then feeds the air directly to your coils. So you've got the O-ring on there, which is the inside for your 510 connectors, and that then slots up into the top there, and doesn't move, keeps it in place. But also what it does then onto the deck, as you can see, there's a little notch there and a notch there. So it actually locks in place like so. So that the coil always, or the airflow always stays directly at your coils. And what's actually turning then is this part. So this part turns like that, but the airflow that's going in is always directed at the coils, which is great. But also remember, whenever you're building then, is just to check that this, when your coils clear this ultim, because otherwise you'll burn and build that. So here's the deck. It's a semi-postless deck, gold plated positive. Now it's semi-deckless or semi-postless, is because the negatives are basically built into the deck, whereas the positive posts actually can come out. And then you've got your coil sits across there, your juice well in there, and your juice well in there. So they're 2.5mm by 3mm posts on there, and then they are flathead screws, as you can see, onto there, and you've got two beefy O-rings around there, which you get. So what we're going to do is throw a build into this, and what we're going to be using for them is a set of Nature Vape alien coils. So it's 3mm alien coils. We'll get these put in and see how it goes.
big boy. I'm gonna take your place in school. And when you're on the floor, don't remember this kid.
Okay, join me up top when I'll talk about the Asgard Mini. Okay folks, and welcome back up again. That was a good look round and a build put into the Asgard Mini. As you can see, I have got the beauty ring onto it, just because it's such a big mod, so it gives it that little step design on there, and with the airflow. The airflow, we'll start off with that. What do I think? I like the idea of it, but with the ultim bit on there, so it means you have to be really careful with your coil placement. You put them too far out, it's going to basically end up melting, and you're going to get a mouthful of melted ultim in your mouth. That's not very good. No, it's not very good at all. But the fact that that's static, that it's always directing the airflow onto the coils, is fantastic. Even though the airflow is going to get moved around a bit and everything else, and you have to adjust the airflow while it's on the device, because that bit is static, it needs something to hold on to. So when it's on the device, then it becomes easy, he says, to move it. It locks round one way and then you twist it round the other way to lock it. It can be a little bit tight, but after a while with a wee bit of juice in round it, you can get the hang of it to get it where you want it to. So this is it sitting wide open. 0.12 coils. The coils again, Nature Vape Aliens is in here. Let's give this a wee blast, fully open. As you can see, plenty of vapour, and it is quite smooth as well. So a wee bit of noise coming out of it, bit of turbulence, but that's because of what we think has to go through. It's going through the top cap and then through the ultim to get there. Fully closed down. How restricted does it get? Really restricted, but you still can't vape it when it's closed down fully. Now again, my personal preference is sort of a quarter open, 3/4 closed, but that's not it. And being a mini, I say it's 28mm when it's on that, and it's 24mm, I think, if I remember right, when it's by itself. Fits onto most things. I do like the innovation with the squonk pin, i.e. you don't have to take the full pin out to open or close, to have it as squonk, not to have it as squonk. You just use the Allen key, take out the little grub screw, and you can store it in the bottom. That is fantastic. It just saves you having to have the 2 pins, or maybe you lose the pin, etc. You also get the copper plated full pin if you want to just keep it as a RDA mode all the time and not squonk. Squonk mode, it's grand. It's grand in squonk mode. There is better on there. I would put up against the mongrel for and squonking. The mongrel is better for squonking, but for flavour, just as an RDA, this is really good. With it being so small, you're close to the coils and everything else. You can put your own drip tips on there, if you so desire, and they fit in nice and snugly like that. So you can have the blue on top of it. But for me, there is a reason certain drip tips come with the device. It's because that's what they've been tested with. That's what the designers probably are hoping you're going to use with it, and it just works better. And I actually quite like the look of it. It is quite strange because it's a high drip tip on it, but you can get the low profile one as well if that's what you wish to have on it. Now, Michelle purchased this, and I borrowed it for the purposes of review. Would I buy it myself? It's a really good question. with all the things that I have, I personally wouldn't see me using it as much as other ones. Because if I was squonking and needing an RDA, I probably would use the mongrel for that. But at the same time, as an RDA itself, it is good. And that, I can't find anything to really knock it down on. The build quality is good. The packaging, it's good to a certain respect, as you've seen. In that respect, I'm going to have to give it a 9 or an 8.5. A 9. We'll go for a 9. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Because the Hellbeast I gave a 10, so I'll give this a 9. There's not much more I can actually say. These 0.12, I say they are aliens that's in here. Flavour, it's the lemon lush, or lemon tart, whatever Watchword projects call it these days. But it is lovely. So, there we go, folks. If you've enjoyed my review, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed my review, or give me a thumbs up and drop me a comment. If you haven't enjoyed the review, give me a thumbs down. Still drop me a comment down below. If you've already subscribed, thank you very much. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscription button. Every subscription counts. Thank you very much. And it just remains me to say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this review. Take care now. Bye.
1, 2, 3, 4.